I am so happy that you're here. Can't you just tell? Can you hear it in my voice? I've had a fabulous day. I've had a fabulous day. You know, it's one of those things I can remember that a few weeks ago I was shopping in a grocery store locally and ran into a fellow stitcher, floss tuber, also shopping, and it made me feel like I was home, or it was like it used to be where you ran into friends and it was a moment. It was a moment. And so today was another one of those moments. I was contacted by Cheryl of Stitching with the Sisterlies, which is a floss tube. For those of you on Quilt Roadies that don't know what floss tube is, it's a whole community of people who cross stitch. And the Stitching with the Sisterlies has been always on the top of my list of floss tubes that I love to watch. And Cheryl contacted me and said, hey, how about we do lunch? I was like, oh, yes, I would love that. And so today we met for lunch and we just laughed and talked, and oh my gosh, it was a moment. It was more than a moment. It was a lot of moments all rolled up into one. And so I just had such a lovely time. And then she came over here to the Beehive on her way home and made me feel so much better about my chaos. Oh, I know that there are some people that would look at this chaos and want to run screaming, but Cheryl just made me feel really good, and I so appreciate that. So if you want to be enabled, you can pop over to the floss tube Stitching with the Sisterlies. Even if you're not a cross stitcher, they are quilters, big time quilters in fact. So, Cheryl has a long arm. So you'll have a lot of fun with them because they do both. They do all kinds of stuff. But it was just so much fun. This week, this last week and a half has been one of sheer discovery. G and I were very predictable in our patterns. We're very comfortable with our pattern. Neither one of us wants to rock the boat. We kind of are. We're okay. We're okay. We don't need anything stirring the pot, if you know. But normally we have happy hour and we watch RV YouTube videos because we love to travel. So hence the channel with Quilt Roadies, Quilting on the Road, and the other one is Stitch Roadies, Stitching on the Road. The big commonality is on the road. Yes, and we want to be on the road. But since we can't all the time, we have kind of developed a pattern of watching other RVers on the road. And they are part-time. Most of them are full-time nomads. And we just love to see where they're at. We kind of file it away in our little traveling, file cabinets. And it's just what we do. Yeah. But it so happened that we were looking for a video to watch, and none of the ones that we normally watch had any video up. And then I saw off in the corner something that said live chat that had to do with quilting. And I clicked on it, and my world was forever altered. Forever altered. So I'm going to warn you now, if you like your world as it is, I would turn this video off now, because your world is going to be forever altered. And what was really interesting is that right after I stumbled upon this show, that evening I saw in the comments someone recommending it, which to me is one of those woo-woo moments. Woo-woo! Yeah. Because what I do, my pattern is usually in the evening when I'm kind of winding down, I look at the comments on the YouTube channel and I answer them or respond to them. And I laughed when I saw that one of you had suggested that I check this channel out, because I already had on the same day. So what am I talking about? I know I have you on a hook right now, but I have to give you some of the backstory. Here's the backstory. It's about a shop in Las Vegas. And the really interesting thing is that the shop I have been in, and it was back before I did quilt roadies, I believe. I believe it was back when I was doing Smile Box videos. And so I can't really even have access to those. But when I went to check out the shop, I said, oh, I've been there. And then when I looked at the outside of the building on Google Maps, I said, oh my gosh, we have been there. In fact, G sat in the car while I went inside, and it was right after they first opened, which to me is really funny. You know, that here we are, 2021, and I stumble upon this YouTube channel that's like blowing my mind. So let me tell you a little bit of the story, and then I'm going to let you go check them out. Well, according to what I watched a little bit, it was three brothers who were sitting around the kitchen table trying to figure out what they're going to do, and their mom, who's a quilter, said, hey, let's do this. Why don't you do this? And so these three brothers grabbed it and ran. And the reason I'm very excited about this is that in order for quilting to keep being a passion, we have to have younger people involved. And not only younger people, but we have to be open to innovative ways to get the word out, to get product out, all of these different intricacies that someone like me, who can't even find the old smile box that they made of the shop, we need new people, invigorating, exciting people. And so here's these three brothers, and I'm just guessing. I am just guessing that they're anywhere from their late 20s to 30s. That's what I'm guessing, three brothers. And the shop name in Las Vegas is So Yeah. And I'll link it in the description box. It's SEW, capital YEAH. But the thing that's extraordinary is that they have a live chat show twice a week. On Saturdays, it's called the D-Stash Show, which means that it's a little bit older lines, not the current ones that have just come out, but the ones maybe from a year or two ago. And they have them by yardage, by bundles, by layer cakes, by, you name it, it's all packaged up. And when you get on the live chat, you are going to see the three of them sitting there selling this fabric, and they assign a number to it. And when you see that, when you hear that number, you immediately put in the comments that number. Now, there's two things that you need to know that I had to figure out. Was that how was everybody else getting to buy the fabric before I even knew what the number was? And it was because up at the top there's a little button that you click and you have a choice of top chat or live chat. And you're going to want to click the live chat. That gives you more current. And then there's another little box that tells you about how this program is run, and you end up texting the phone number with your name and email address, and then they are able to send you an invoice. So you're sitting there and they're showing all this different fabric, and they'll say like 192, this is 192 for this much money, and then all you do is you put in the comments 192, and then if they say, oh, we have 20 of these and 25 people have put that number in, only 20 of them are going to get it. So you want to do it as quickly as you think you need it. And yes, fabric is a need, not a want. Just let me clarify that. Well, G could see the writing on the wall, and we were sitting out in the back patio, and I was like, holy moly. I said, these guys are going to save quilting. They're going to be one of the people that save quilting. I love this. This is so innovative how they are doing this. This is awesome. And G said, I'm going to go cook dinner. So he went inside while I was like glued to the screen on the laptop. And then all of a sudden he yells out from the kitchen, he goes, are you buying anything? And I said, oh, just a bit. And what I didn't realize was that because we watch our RV videos, we're subscribed on the RV videos as Quilt Roadies, that's what comes up on the chat. And there are some of you that are on the chat because you were saying hi to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was thinking I was shopping anonymously. And there I am being caught. Thinking I was going to be just quietly shopping away. So the other thing you have to know is that on the Saturday live chat, it's D-Stash. So it is a lot cheaper than you would get in the store. They won't have everything, and you don't want to give up going to the store, but it's just a fun alternative, and it's kind of a step that we have to pay attention to. It was so much fun, and people are talking to each other. On Tuesday, it is current fabrics. At least this is. Now, don't hold me at my word, because I mostly had my mouth open and was like, did you see that? Did you see that? And that crow that was on the tree goes, nope, I didn't see that. I mean, I was mesmerized. Well, I have attended 3 of them. 2 D-stashes and 1 regular stash. And I have not received the last package from them. But let me just show you what I got. So in the first one, I got this beautiful fabric. Can you see that? It is the extra wide backing fabric. Isn't it awesome? It's just beautiful. So I already have a huge backing that I'm not going to have to piece. And this, I believe that this was going to be a big enough back for a king, maybe? At least that's what I remember. Of course, I was very excited. And it was like 55 bucks. That's cheap. That's like, yeah, that's cheap for extra wide backing. And then I got this, which I think is a 3-yard cut, you know, and it's little pirates. Little pirates. I know. I just thought it might either be a backing for a little kid's quilt or a border. And I mainly wanted to just see how this actually worked. These are all name brand fabrics, and they feel awesome. It is one step removed in some ways from buying fabric online, which is not always our favorite because because we want to feel it, you know. We want to feel it. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Nothing's going on. Well, lots going on here though, isn't there? But this is, they're selling name brand fabrics. They have a brick and mortar quilt shop in Las Vegas, which brings me to one of my favorite memories of shopping fabric stores in Las Vegas. Years ago, G and I were at the MGM. We went there to watch a Cirque du Soleil, and I wanted to do something quilt related, but I didn't want him to drive me all around, you know, and I wasn't quite sure. And at that time, there was a woman who actually had a quilting tour business. Amazing. What a genius. So you called up, you made a reservation, and she picked up at all the major hotels, and she had a touring van, and G decided to go with me, so we both paid to go, and she picked us up at the MGM and picked up a couple other people at other hotels and took us to 3 or 4 different fabrics. 3 or 4 different fabrics. And fabric stores, I meant. 3 or 4 different fabric stores. And then we stopped for lunch. Oh, I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome being driven around because, you know, you don't know all the ins and outs of roads. Now it would be different because there's navigation, but back then we didn't have navigation in our car. So this shop is in Las Vegas. Did I already say that? I already said that, didn't I? I'm just so excited. I keep repeating myself. Well, they had, you know, being astute business people, I guess they pay attention to what's on the internet, and they knew that I had a Quilt Roadie channel, which was really sweet and awesome. So when I put my order in, they sent me a whole bunch of extra stuff. So I'll show you what I got. Thank you boys. I shouldn't call you boys, huh? I shouldn't call you. Aurifil thread. What's not to love about that? I got this fat quarter pack. Oh, and it is called Wildwood Grace Studio Silver Color Story. Oh, and it's so awesome. Look at that. Oh, that is going to make something very awesome. Color Shot, a jelly roll. Always comes in handy. Always comes in handy. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And a layer cake by Benetrix Lakefront triple dyed batiks. It's gorgeous. Those are all the colors and prints that are in there. So one of you is going to receive this. So if you would like this layer cake of batiks, put in the comments. So yeah, SEWYEAH. And please, if you could, go over and subscribe to their channel. You will be highly, I'm just going to give you a little hint of, after I did the D-Stash show and the regular Stash show, I said, who are these guys? And so I went to their regular YouTube channel, and one of the challenges they had was, could they sew on a Bernina under the water? You have to watch it. You have to subscribe and you have to watch it. And yes, you can sew with a Bernina underwater. So remember, if you want this layer cake from So Yeah, in the comments, be sure you add So Yeah and go to subscribe to their channel. SEWYEAH. Yeah. Well, it didn't stop there. It didn't stop there, because then I went to the regular Stash show. I tried to hide myself under Stitch Roadies. That didn't work. Tinkum, he noticed right away that I was there. This time I went a whole different tact. I saw this already pre-printed tree skirt. And and there were little labels on the salvage edge of it. But, you know, it was a full-size tree skirt already pre-printed. And I thought it would be really fun to thread play on it, you know, with my sewing machine, with quilting. It would be fun to just kind of let myself meander and make a tree skirt that was already pre-printed. So I decided to get the backing fabric and binding, because I'm going to cut this on the bias. That is going to be so much fun. That is going to be so much fun. Yeah. Because I know at this house here we'll end up with two Christmas trees, which we haven't done in a long, long time. And I've got grandkids. And that's no excuse. It's horrible that I use my grandkids as an excuse. But I am. I bought Halloween fabric because my grandkids made me do it. And so here we go. Isn't that awesome? Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but do I need to know? And then there's this fabric with the little skeletons and creepy, dark fabric. I know, and there's a third package coming. What can I say? What can I say? It's such, quilting and stitching is such a fun life to live. And aren't you glad that you're a stitcher? Well, I thought I was in for the day. But then I got a call that said, hey, your postcard's ready that you left to get framed from Grandfather John. Godfather, not grandfather, Godfather. Godfather John. Oh, he'll forgive me. You're not going to believe it. It is Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, it turned out so beautiful. Isn't it gorgeous? I can't tell you how much I love this. It turned out amazing. It just turned out amazing. Thank you so much. I just love it. I just love it. I can't decide where I'm going to hang it, but it's definitely going to have a place in the Beehive. Well, thank you for stopping by. I know it was a little bit of a, I was a little bit out of control emotionally maybe, but oh, I was so excited today. I mean, how wonderful to be able to have lunch with a friend. It was awesome. It was so awesome. So we'll see you again back here. Hopefully I'll have something done. Yeah, that would be actually pretty nice, wouldn't it? I can't decide which one, but let's keep our fingers crossed, okay? And thanks for stopping by. And I love you guys, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. See you next time. Don't forget the giveaway. And be sure that you go subscribe to So Yeah.